This won't be your usual slides presentation about lessons. This is in fact something else. This is actually huge. This is the news and updates on aircraft carrier beta. Now, for a backstory on this, there was a developer that came into the chat and started talking to some of the players. Drew too much attention, but it was fun. It was really fun. It got me hyped to talk to a dev, and he was so useful. Useful. That's not the right term. He was so kind, actually. He was so informative there. I accidentally said useful. That sounded so wrong. He was so informative and was kind and was really, really replying to everyone, even if it's sort of uh, awkward. But here are the things that I've listed down based on what we're talking about. I just saw the flying hamster one. Alright. So it's not uh, a thing. It's not a mystery already about the SU-57. We already know it's going to come. But the release date is not yet confirmed. There is one thing though that caught my eye during our conversation along with the dev with my friends and some other players is that Eurofighter was actually an idea that Hoovers liked, that the developer who we were talking to, Top G, suggested. He also said that Xbox support may come since he was able to playtest it with the Harrier. Liveries are work in progress because Hoovers loves wants liveries in the game already, and in fact, custom liveries may also come with it. Now, talking about teams, back then on the early stages of the game, we have teams. In fact, we have barriers, red barriers that are blocking the passageway to one of the carriers, the Kuznetsov, and the aircraft carrier, depending on what team you are in. Due to this, since the gameplay of the game at the moment is wide open, nearly similar to DCS, an open world free roam extension to aviation, it's unlikely that we're gonna get teams, though roleplay is still possible, which is currently inside of the events. Now, this is actually interesting. Naval warfare is likely to happen. They're going to rework ships, they're going to add CIWS, and I want to dive bomb with my F4 Phantom while getting shot by a CIWS. That is gonna be so fun. I really want to see how this gets implemented. Would it be a game mode? Would it be a feature, or would it be like a timed feature, like it would appear time to time, or is it going to be player based control? It's really interesting to me on how they're going to implement this. Another one is the MiG-21. Now we all love suggesting MiGs into the game. There's a lot of people saying that they want MiG-29 and MiG-25, and this is really really cool because it shows that they are in fact working on lots of planes and we just don't know it yet. They could be even working on the SU-75, maybe the MiG-29, and they're just not telling us. This is the really cool thing because it comes to us as a surprise, and sometimes that's bad. I've seen COD do it and perfectly baffles it, perfectly just shits on the concept of announcements. But here they throw it at us, and instead of just throwing a pancake at us, they throw it a surprise that makes us happy. And this is why I love this game. And the developers that work on it hard, and so is the staff team. I appreciate you guys. Now, again, back to the MiG-21, it was suggested, and they were likely to add it, but suddenly it got scrapped. There is somehow hope for this, which I will explain later. For now, yes, again, Harrier was tested for Xbox. So cool to see that controllers are now being implemented to the game. That would be so sick. We'll see even the developer that we were talking to, Top G, himself has said that the SU-57 for the controller would be so sick. Era updates are likely to come to the game. Now again, the MiG-21, Vietnam War and Cold War updates. So let's say, imagine this, parenthesis, open parenthesis, aircraft carrier, whoops, sorry, my bad. open parenthesis, Cold War, close parenthesis, aircraft carrier. Imagine that. Just the title. It will constantly change and based on what era we are in. So, Cold War, I guess they're going to add MAG 25s and probably MAG 31s against the F 14. That would be interesting how they're going to work on that. Probably the Cold War is going to be a rework on the F 14, a rework on the some of the carrier jets. Maybe it's going to be a limited game mode, like a timed limited game mode. You'll just see it there that says Cold War game mode and event. It would be so cool to see that. Now, okay, this is important. Let's talk about this. It reflects the player base and how it represents it to the developers. We are different people. We are different human beings, but as a group, we represent something, and we show it to people. And this is the reason why I'm happy that they didn't do this. Now, there was supposed to be a Top Gun Maverick event, but they stopped it. And in my theory, I think this was really great, because if they did add this, it would just be one of those lure in the kids for content, for more players, blah blah blah, and it would make the game sort of look bad because this is a game of its own. It's not based on any movie, not based on any game. It's a game of its own. And this is why I love this game. It's a good concept that was executed perfectly. If they add a Top Gun event, we would be having lots of kids asking where's Maverick and Aircraft Carrier Beta, which I would just commit reset if that's the case. This is important. 100% of Flying Hamster will with laser eyes is coming. Probably for April Fools. This has to come. This really has to come. Come on, Hoovers. I know you want this. And SQ-25 was planned, but scrapped. Now, this is interesting to me because the SQ-25 is one of the most interesting aircrafts ever. Most games don't give this much aircraft attention, but DCS does. It's so cool to see how they're going to implement this, because it's time we start getting Russian counterparts of our favorite American jets. MiG-29 against the F-15, the MiG-23 Flogger against the Tomcat, and of course the MiG-21 against the F-4. Now, just to give you a quick recap, we are getting a physics upgrade, which Hoovers has sent videos on already. This is Hoovers testing the new maneuver, the new physics, and it's so smooth. Now, before you guys say that this is not realistic, it kind of is. The Hornet is known for its high AOA capabilities, and it's really cool that they're actually making this aircraft finally look good and feel good. The AIM-7 Sparrow is going to be interesting. They did implement Fox 1s in the game already. Yes, there are already Fox 1s. I might do a tutorial on that. The SU-57 is already here. No, I mean it's already planned. Where is it? Yeah, we're gonna get this boy. The Pack FA model, which, okay, kinda is a controversy since it says SU-57, but they use the Pack FA model, which I'm sure they already changed. Now, another interesting to note, the Harrier nozzle control is finally finished. This is really interesting since you can now start doing really cool maneuvers with the Harrier. There's this thing called the 45-degree bullshit. Basically, they put the thrust nozzle at 45 degrees and it starts doing this weird pitch rate that could really win any turn fight. I love the fact that the Sea Harrier is getting its final, just like the F-18, it's getting its recognition. And it's been such a great update. The biggest update of this game must be the physics update. As you see earlier, the videos of Hoover's testing it. I want to focus more on this. Rearm and Refuel, we're finally getting this. Um, for Hoovers, he's not watching this, but probably one of the devs will. No one will watch this. None of the staff team will watch this. But it's good to see if the delay of 10 seconds in the hangar would give you a. Let's say you landed and you waited 10 seconds, then a new timer will appear, 5 seconds, and once you're finally rearmed, you're good to go. I think that would be a great system, but it's up to the devs since I have faith in the devs. I feel bad for saying that I lost faith just because I got mad once, which I trust myself not to do again. And here we are, the final one that I want to talk about. Interactive Interactive Cockpit got removed from the archive and is now in development, planned actually. Another one is the F-35B, which is interesting since there's one event host that always wants this, the F-35B. That's it. So sadly, I'm still sad at the Su-25 part since I love that aircraft in DCS. It's sort of my main since I have no choice. I wanted to give a personal message to the dev team and the staff team that you guys are great. You guys gave us a concept and was executed so well that it gave us one of the best aviation Roblox games I've ever seen. Now, I do love Neo Warfare, but the fact that I already saw how much passion the devs are putting into the game just made me love this game even more. I know it has its flaws, but the positivities overcome that flaws and it will make you forget about the flaws. I love this game with all my heart and I'll try to make more content for it since it's one of the best well executed concepts I've ever seen. My name is Ryder, call sign Piper, dipping out.